Bitcoin and Ethereum, we have liftoff. We're going to the moon, and we're going to talk about where that's going and check out what's happening in the charts and more today. Man, Bitcoin, wow, oh my God, you saw that nice W-ish pattern here, and then as soon as it broke, whoosh, launch time, boom. We're going to be talking about where it's going, how far it's got to go, and also we're going to be talking about something amazing that I've just realized. I can't believe it. We're gonna have a price target. We're gonna have information that nobody talks about in today's episode of Bitcoin and Ethereum. You're going to be shocked at the end. So sit down and do not miss this episode, because no one is saying this. Absolutely no one is saying this. And I'm going to be saying it today, and I'm going to show you why. And we're going to show you why I'm saying what I'm about to tell you. But you got to wait. You got to watch this whole show and find out at the very end. And so we're going to talk about how to trade. Before that, we're going to talk about how to trade this current move, right? If you missed it, right? I did jump in on a trade on this earlier on. I know, sorry, I forgot to post it in the Pandora's Wallet subscriber group, but I did jump in on a trade, and we're going to talk about where we can get some more trades. And if you're interested in that, make sure that you head down to the pinned comment below, right? Sign up to Bybit, sign up to Femex, sign up to BTC Max, right? Get some bonus cash, right? And if you earn some money on your trades, that's all yours on that bonus cash. You don't have to use your actual cash, and make a whole bunch of money on your trades. Remember that just $200 from Bybit, right? You're on a 10x trade, that's $2,000 trade. Yeah, on a 100x, which I wouldn't suggest you do unless you know what you're doing, that's of course a $20,000 trade. Now, oh wow, so it's going to be a great day, man. You know what? I'm going to do more videos because I know it's going to be a good day today. We're going to see some serious movements in the price, and we're going to talk about why. Also, we've seen not only Ethereum blow up, but XRP blow up. I got a half on a double on my XRP. We're going to look at the charts of XRP and see what's going to happen in the next little while and how far this thing is going to go. We're also going to talk about the Bitcoin Treasuries, right? Yeah. What's the important significance of that? I've realized a big piece of information, right? And I'm going to share that with you guys shortly. If you're excited about that, sit down, relax, enjoy the show. And remember, this is just entertainment, trading entertainment. It's not financial advice. Please do your own research before you put any money in the market, right? But you don't have to research Bitcoin. Just for all. All right, let's get on to the charts and see what's happening here. All right, so let me undo all that. And as you can see, right, we were struggling for quite some time to break out here. And once I realized that, hey, wait a minute, this thing is not gonna break. This thing's gonna break. Actually, it's just being mean to everybody right now. I'm gonna once it does a W, I'm gonna jump in, and it did the W, and boom, we're off to the races. Okay, it was brutal here. I mean, you can see, we kept coming back down. If we bring this line down, we kept coming back down to retest the breakout here, because this is pretty much the breakout here, right about here. There's a breakout. You can see we kept coming back to test it. Right, coming back and then really faking people out, saying, yeah, we're gonna collapse, and no, yeah, we're gonna collapse, and no, and it just finally, okay, it took off to the races. Right, we have of course an AB equals CD and several other fibs to give us a projection of how high this current move is going to take us. We can do an AB equals CD from here. Let's just do that, right? Because this is the most obvious move here, giving us a projection in the $70,000 range. However, because of the massive consolidation, this thing is going to blow through that. You could take profits here, but it's going to probably blow through that. Quite simply, I would say that we should take a bigger AB equals CD, something more scary. Go with the daily, right, and see what that takes us. Right, so we can see here, right, we have a this massive AB equals CD is something that could play out as well. Let's just see if it takes us to what number it takes us to. So there we go, 75,200. So that's most likely the scenario that's going to be playing out here. Most likely. We're heading out to the $72,718 mark, and probably even further, because let's just do what's called, let's just see let's do a fib extension from here to here. Settings. Let's go with the golden ratio. See where that takes us. Look at that, the 78. And if we do it from here to here, what does this take us? 68. So those two numbers, right? I'm pretty sure that they're not going to give us anything, any problems. I don't see them giving us any problems. Those two golden ratios. Let's see here. Is there any other? We've already taken this one. Ooh, what if we went from? That's crazy. That is crazy. That would be crazy. That would be absolutely insane. Let's just see. If we took, whoops, let me just delete that, and we went with this AB equals CD. From here, no, all the way from the very beginning. That's just madness. That's just madness. And we clone that. Just madness. Where's the clone? Come on. Copy. Clone, there it is. Just madness. $90,000. That's what I like to see. I think that counts. That works. That works. $90,000. Oh boy, I like that. I think that works for everybody, right? Involved. $90,000 Bitcoin. Yeah. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know what? That's not that's happening and more, right? That's just a little bit of that's just a short term targets here, where because Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these things, right? And you know, it doesn't matter which altcoin you buy, they're all going to be exploding in massive ways, one way or another, right? Especially when everybody's like looking for coins that haven't taken off, right? That's every single coin will be absolutely exploding in this space, and because everybody's going to be coming in, I think this time around. And yeah, I'm pretty much revealing what I'm about to say at the end of the show. Okay, so let's head over to Ethereum. It's also exploded out, right? We can see that we broken this megaphone. Thank goodness, because man, megaphones are brutal. And so it would be sad if we came all the way back down here. But yeah, we've broken out. Ethereum has nice targets, of course. I'm pretty shocked that this went all the way up here straight up. and did not retest any kind of like that bothered me. This movement here, it didn't like come back to like any kind of like decent what's it called, fib level. Not even 38.2, which was kind of like strange. Did it do it? No, it didn't even come back to the 38.2, which I found very, very disturbing. But that's the way the ball bounces. Looking over to where we can see this go. Let's just remove some of these drawing tools that are not useful anymore. There we go. And we can see that this line is probably going to get touched. And if we were to just, I think we're from here, let's just see if this Fibonacci level has any kind of significance. I don't think so. Maybe let's just give it a shot. Yeah, there it is, right up to this line here. So we probably come up to this line and probably hit that Fibonacci sequence in the next day or two. 1.618, which is the golden ratio, which happens to be, let's just make sure that this is a little bit more accurate. Oops. Okay, let's go. There we go. There we go. That's good. And so approximately $2,500. You can see Ethereum. Wow, it's got a little more pumpage to go. So let's go down to the lower time frames. So let's just, because people want to know, hey, how do I get in on this stuff, this action? So before I go, so let's go to this lower time frame here. And you can see, right, on the 15 minutes, nice Wing action, right? You could jump in on to, but I'd be careful with Ethereum. It loves to like wipe people out. It loves to do the wicking out. So, because it does that more often than not, lately, what you could do, right? What I would do is like move my entry below this last wick here. No guarantees from the management, but Ethereum loves to do that. And so if you just take a 1% loss, 1% loss, right, and then take it off, do a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. That would be the more safer bet than running one of these W's, right, which is already breaking out right here. So that's where I'm going to add more. If Ethereum comes down, I'm already in an Ethereum trade, I'm willing to add more down here. Should it try to jump back down and check this line here, and then I'm all in. I'm down, man. You want to come, because I know you're going higher. You can't do anything else right now. The Federal Reserve has forbidden it. Forbidden Ethereum and Bitcoin to do anything but go up. All right. So again, let's go back to Bitcoin, right? If you want to know how to trade Bitcoin, because you missed this move, right? Again, you could do the W's right now. There's no quite W's on the 15 minute. You can go down to the 5, right? And then you can see the smaller W's, right? And this one's already probably played out. Let me draw it out for you guys so that you can see. You can see this W right here, right, has come and gone, right? The breakout was approximately this level right here. And if you were to have traded that, let's just see where it would take you. So if you take it from here to there for 1 to 1 first. What you do is you go to 1 to 1 first. There you go. And then switch this, make sure that the ratio is 1. There it is, right there. You see we're almost there. It's like that's 0.99. Let me just see if I can get it to 1. No, it's going to be difficult. But let's just go with the 0.1, 1.01, right? And then, you know, what I do is take instead, because I want to have like a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio, I move this so that it says 2 to 1 on the risk to reward ratio. So there we go. And that would be my stop loss. And there you go. And that is your stop loss. And that's how you would trade this going forward. Make sure that your W, the middle point is lower than the last long line here. So for example, this line, if this W went all the way up here and was broken higher, I wouldn't take it. But if it's you know, below this level here, then I would take it. So that's one other caveat that you should learn about taking the W's. Okay, let's head over to XRP and talk about XRP, right? Because you know me, I'm all about XRP. Those that know me, that's not true. That's not true. I do not like XRP, right? I've sold half on a double here, but I don't hate it. I don't date it. I just trade it. So I just accepted the fact that, you know what, people, right? Well, there's no matter how much you tell them and point to them. Hey, you know what? Their white paper says that they can actually freeze your account. This white paper says they can actually control. They can roll back the transactions. Look at that. They'd be like, no, it's not possible. But they say they can do it, so I don't understand how could you disagree? And then they give you some convoluted nonsense, right? Technobabble, like they're acting like they're so smart, and I'm like, okay. I mean, at this point, right? You know what? An ETF can say, you know what, dude, if you buy this ETF, we don't have the underlying asset and we can screw you. And you'd probably still buy it. Oh, man. And a whole lot of people would buy it. A whole lot. If it's not my viewers, probably my viewers would probably be smart enough not to buy it. But there'd be a large number of people who will just, you know, buy an asset that says this is a scam. Don't buy it. Because it has the stamp of approval of the SEC. Right? It's ridiculous. Right? But true. I mean, I've met so many people when I've explained to them, so many people who I've explained how the ETF for silver works, they're going, yeah, I know. So, you know you're being scammed. Yeah. Why are you buying it? Oh, because I'm going to get out before everybody else does. Oh boy! So that's why I own XRP, right? I've let go of all that hate for coins that are definitely bad. But XRP, right? Again, you missed out. You could hit the W's, right? Mo, right? He hit this thing hard at $1, man. He was like, "Yeah, man, I want to trade this thing on leverage," and he did. And man, he's very happy. There's a lot of room upside potential on this. If we go down, if you, I would be careful, of course, with the W's, right? Make sure that, because this thing will wick you out very fast in the other direction. So don't put in more than what you can lose. Going down to a lower time frame, it's we are not going to be. This is not going to make it easier on you, because when this thing goes, it blows. And why is that? Well, let's take a look at on the daily time frame first. right? To show you that when this thing goes, it blows, right? You can see, look at these wicks here. Let me just close, delete that. Okay, fine. It's not going to delete. I'm not going to play with that. And so you can see all the long candle wicks, right? And this is not the first time it does this, right? It's always like massive long candles and long wicks in either direction too. And this is a sign of like serious manipulation, which they have talked about it in the SEC. The SEC charges, right? They have evidence of them, like using market makers to just say, okay, pump the price, pump it, all right, dump it, right? And so you can see that, right, throughout the whole history of XRP. Let me just bring up a bigger history. Right? You see that over and over again throughout its history. It's like, okay, pump it. Okay, dump it. Okay, pump it. Okay, dump it. Right? Just like, that guy that's always called, oh, he's asleep. Right? Pump it. I mean, it's really brutal. But you can see, what do we see here? What do we see on the weekly, though? Juicy. Juicy. It's juicy. Yes, that's right. A nice W. Whew. It is juicy. So really, effectively, you could actually be a buyer here. I mean, it's not we missed it. We missed it by a week, but yeah, you can see you could have bought this right here. Probably had some time to get in on this, but on the 2000 sats area. And yeah, we've got a move, right? I guess where this moves, at least another move priced in Bitcoin, right? This is outperforming Bitcoin. Keep that in mind. This is outperforming Bitcoin based on, this W here. And this W, when you have weekly Ws, it doesn't just do the one, the exact ratio, right? The 1-to-1 exact ratio. No, man. No. No. It goes a lot higher. But hey, if you're trading it, right, and you just don't want to risk that the rest of the move. This move up here to like almost 4,000 sats, plus approximately 3,700 sats. You can see, right? It's a gimme, right? It's a gimme. Easy, right? So if you have a little bit of a Bitcoin to throw at this, yeah, throw it at it, right? Even though I still took profits, it doesn't matter. If you want to just ride this thing up to that short term, it's going there. You know it, right? And your stop loss would have to be a little bit ways below this, but I don't think you'll have anything to worry about. This thing is fully manipulated for your benefit. Oh, alrighty. So yeah, we can see this thing not only get up to the 3,700 sats, but go well beyond that. Probably let's see here. Let's see. If we were to just go to the last pump here and be a little bit conservative, because I really can't stand XRP. So I'm being conservative on it. Now let's take the wick just up here. Just to the 61.8, which is doable. You can see the 38.2 is probably the target here, because there's a little bit of traffic here. Let's see if there's traffic in how much traffic is in this location. Oops. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Come on. Square. Let's do this. There we go. So yeah, we got a little bit of traffic here. Oh, come on. Oh, that's why. Someone too far outside of the chart. Okay, there we go. Right, and yeah, so we could see if XRP decide to take a pause in that area, in the 4,000 sat area, before it actually continues higher. Right, so I wouldn't be surprised if we go all the way to 4,000 before we see any kind of pausing in this. But over here, right, 61.8, right, 78.6, I would say would be the target for XRP. So I'm looking for a couple more doubles before we walk, before this thing rolls over. However, I don't see this being the end. I really don't. I think XRP and all the major cryptocurrencies will get a huge bid coming in the coming future. And looking into like in the you see all these companies which are buying Bitcoin as their treasury assets and have realized what they need to do. Right? They're all coming in at their own pace and their own time frame. Because when you first come into Bitcoin, when you come into contact with Bitcoin, or you realize that you need Bitcoin, most of us, right, has to go and study. Okay, well, what is this asset? Is it real? Right? Is it serious? Right? You have to study whether or not this thing is really good, and so that will take anywhere from a month to 2 months, right, of study, right? For most people, for the average person, mostly laggards, of course, people over 40 and stuff like that. And then that's amongst all the other things that they have to do in their lives, of course, right? And so, and then they would, then they have to take another couple weeks just to get comfortable with the platforms, right? Now, imagine that for a corporation. Yes, that's right. Corporation will take even longer, right, to do all that study. So if we're talking about a corporation, lightning fast for them is to buy it within a year, to get ready to be sure about the asset and buy it within a year. So think about that for a second, right? A lot of corporations have started studying the feasibility and all this about Bitcoin already, right? For example, Apple's probably been studying this for a while, and they're going to take a little even longer than a year. So, doesn't that stand to reason that sometime in the next year, right, in the 2022, that these corporations will be buying, which would put like smaller corporations will be buying right now, and some mid-sized corporations will be quicker on the draw, right? Because they have better CEOs and more people who are willing to take higher risks, of course. But you can see that this is a domino effect that's going to accumulate, right, over a long period of time. And then the last people to come in are going to be, of course, the big guys, the super big guys, the guys who need to move $1 trillion, $100 billion, or at least, right? They have to wait. They have to wait. They can't buy this. This market is illiquid to them. But at a $10 trillion market cap, this market is liquid to those big dogs such as Amazon, Apple, right, and Facebook. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, I'm about to tell you something that's going to shock you, right? Yes, that means we might not have any kind of major pullback like we did before of an 80% drawdown. Maybe at most, I think we do a 40% drawdown on Bitcoin between now and the next 2 years. I think we have passed the Rubicon when it comes to central banks. And another interesting thing is that central banks are going to get wiped out. not only are they going to get wiped out if they don't buy Bitcoin, right? Because look at what happened. What's happening to gold, right? One of my viewers who is on the channel right now, he asked a question, right? And I'm going to answer it right here on the live stream. Kevin Allen, Sailor says that gold is being demonetized. Do you agree? It's losing credibility since price is not reacting to the rampant money printing. Still headed, still hard to believe. Sorry, still hard to believe that it was fully lose monetary status. Now it's not going to fully lose monetary status. But it will lose a lot. And now the central banks, because they're destined to like get wiped, get killed because of this, right? They're going to get killed because of all the lack of interest in gold. And guess who happens to be the main holder of gold? Yeah, you guessed it, central banks. So I don't see that being a problem because they have total manipulative control over gold, so they can like, but they just can't turn on a dime. But they can realize that okay, wait a sec here, this manipulation is working against us now. I don't know when they're gonna figure that out, but they could figure that out very very fast, and then go okay, we've got to like remove all the fraud, throw some people in jail, you know, they're gonna do that, right? You're gonna hear all kinds of like, oh, this guy he was caught manipulating the gold, or this guy he was like he didn't get any gold in the put any gold in the ETF. Oh my goodness, how evil, right? Because that's how they do, they throw each other under the bus, right? So that's what they're going to do. They're probably going to start realizing that they have to start closing down all the manipulative practices, right, in order to get the gold to move higher. And so that they get the interest in that direction and reduce the interest into Bitcoin as one of the strategies, of course, because they don't have any. Yeah, I don't think gold will go to zero. There's like every ounce of gold that exists in the central bank vaults has been leveraged 100 to 1. That means 100 people believe they own gold but only one person does, and it's not them. It's not you. So they're gonna have to stop all that. Cool thing is that they won't do it overnight. It won't happen overnight. They'll have to realize it once the damage becomes painful. They don't move until that point in time. So they probably still believe that this Bitcoin thing is going to die off, or they're not noticing that or they've noticed that it's not going to die, and they're trying to struggle to figure out what to do with that, not realizing, oh, you know, our balance sheet's filled with gold over here. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to see more. I think Bitcoin will continue to rise. The key thing is we're going to see Bitcoin continue to rise well into next year. I think we're not stopping. I don't think we're going to stop until we have a complete market saturation and a complete collapse of the currencies, because I think this is the end of the fiat system, right? Because there's no stopping this projection, right? Might get the 20-40% corrections here and there. I don't see an 80% drawdown. 60% is the maximum we'll probably do, like the 61.8. But after that, it's back to our regular scheduled bull market. We're gonna have people just going crazy for Bitcoin everywhere, as corporations just line up, realizing that, wait a second here, any kind of discount in this asset, and you can see that in the charts already, any kind of discount is an asset is a godsend. That's what they're doing. You can see that in the charts. And let me just bring that up quickly, right? You can see that they're realizing that any kind of discount is a godsend because this asset class cannot be inflated. Period. There's no way to create more Bitcoins. And so the corporations have saw to make sure that Bitcoin does not come, if it comes anywhere near a 13 EMA, they're buying. They're buying. They're buying. And they're buying. They're not letting that discount go any further deeper. They want that asset class that has a limited supply. And look at that. We have not even we've not crossed the 13 EMA. We've not crossed the 21 EMA. Ever since Michael Saylor realized what the heck this thing is. That was it. Michael Saylor is probably the one who's making sure that that doesn't happen or something like that, because he wants as much as possible. And you can see that's what's happening. We are off to races. We're not going to the moon anymore. We're going to Pluto. We're going to Pluto with Bitcoin. And we're going straight to, I think we're going straight to monetization of Bitcoin and the use cases of all the way through. I think the next cycle will be considered like not even a cycle. I think we'll have a complete non-stop up and away on the next 4 years. Just non-stop, never stopping, right? The reason for that is it's not just this time is different. It's that this time the Federal Reserve has went full print, right? And that's the difference. They went 25%, 20 to 25% increase in the money supply, and then on top of that, closed off the information on how much money supply they're going to print. So that means they're probably printing more. and so, and so, yeah, I think we have to say that this is the end of our fiat system. And I hope you have your Bitcoins, basically, because if you don't, right, somebody else will, right, and they'll be happy to hold on to them for you until it's a lot higher price, and you'll be begging back for your Bitcoins, which is very limited when supply. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining the show. I know it was a long one, but I had fun doing it. It's been a while since it's not been a whole while. It's been like 2 days. Missed 2 days, of course, to the shows. Right, it's really difficult for me to be in a strange place and set up all this equipment and get everything running and have it perfect for the show. But I am working on my best to get back to a regular scheduled show. And once we do, right, I think once I get into a groove, right, it's just going to come. I'll be pumping out the videos. I'm going to try to do some more videos today if I can, because it's a great day, Bitcoin, and I'd love to talk more about it. And so, yeah, looking forward to that later on today. Thank you for watching, and remember, Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to get some. Cheers.